Hello and welcome to part 2 of the video tutorial series on the changes expected in the discussions function in the Desire to Learn Learning Environment 10.3. In part 1 of this tutorial, we gave an overview of some of the changes at the form and topic level, trying to show you that much of the functionality of the features from version 10.1 have moved on into version 10.3, but with just a different look and feel. In this tutorial, we're going to be drilling down into topics specifically and then the views, ratings, and statistics associated with those threads. Many of you are probably familiar with the message, a user must compose a message before participating in the topic, and this shot is showing you that that has remained unchanged. It's still there. In the 10.3 upgrade, a new addition is that this option is now available at the forum level as well, not just at the topic level. And if you set or choose that option at the forum level, that restriction will apply to all the topics within that forum. Another one of the nifty improvements with 10.3 is that there are more ways to access the discussions. The old familiar way from 10.1, clicking on the Discussions tab in the nav bar in the top, remains unchanged. The new way to access discussions, assuming that they've already been assigned to a module within content, is to click on the module for where that particular discussion resides. Now, if we know, for example, that we wanted a new discussion board to go into the Dave's module for show, we can expand that module in the table of contents display panel and add new from there. While we are in this view, you can see that there is a discussion appearing at the top of the activities list in the talk display panel. We can tell it is a discussion because of the cartoon balloons icon. If the what is your definition of music discussion was where we wanted to be, then we would just click on that link icon and it would take us right to it. We want to add a new discussion, so when we are here in the content display panel, we choose the new tab from the drop-down menu and scroll down to the new discussion icon and link. Clicking new discussion changes our view to this, and as you can tell from this, there's a lot going on here. Enter a title is pretty straightforward still, but take a look above that box. It's giving us a gentle reminder that the discussion we are about to create is going to go into the module called Dave's Module for Show. Just below that, and a little to the right, are the options to put this topic into one of the existing forums that we created previously, or we can, still staying within Dave's Module for Show, create an entirely new forum for this topic to reside. Now let's take a look at the menu bar that resides inside the instructions text box. What's new here are the first 3 buttons on the left. For those of you who are familiar with those icons, you may remember that they were on the opposite end, the far right, of the menu bar. So yes, someone has moved our cheese. These icons from left to right are known as Insert Stuff, Insert Image, and Insert Quick Link. None of these is new to 10.3, only their location is different from 10.1. So we're going to move on now. Okay, so here's the big difference. Because we added this topic to an existing forum where we had already set the options for posting anonymously, requiring approval prior to posting, allowing users to see all posts regardless of whether they've been posted or not, and to show the up-down voting scheme, we should be good to go. But let's dig a little deeper into those down-pointing triangles because they indicate a drop-down menu with some more options is available. Here is where you can choose the requirement level for the new topic. Automatic shows a completion check mark as soon as the student posts something. With manual selected, students won't see a completion check mark until you or someone else in your course with that level of authority flips a switch. If not required is chosen, students will be able to tell from their view that this activity is optional and that completion is not required. But just because there is not a black directional triangle does not mean that you can't edit the options from here. And once you've clicked inside the options box, here is where you can make whatever adjustments you desire. Just be sure that when you are done to click on the Update button. The assessment box looks similar to options. However, default is set to no grade. So if you want a topic associated with an item in the gradebook, you would need to make those changes and then save. Remember the published box? Checking there exposes the option to make the topic you just created a draft version. This isn't new, it's just moved around a little bit to a new location. But where do we set the date restrictions for this new topic? If you're a veteran D2L user, you'll want to know how to find this availability box. So far, since we've created our new topic in the discussion section, we haven't seen anything like this yet. Here is how you can locate it and use it. We need to go back out to the discussions list. To do that, we can click on the discussions tab on the nav bar that's always on top no matter where we are in the course. And then when we do that, look all the way down to the bottom. That's where the new topic was added by default, newest on the bottom. And see that down pointing triangle? When we click on that down pointing triangle, this menu appears. And if we click on Edit Topic, it takes us back to, that's where we want to be. So it's here in the Edit Topic screen where we can make changes. But you'll notice that the availability menu options are buried at the bottom of the screen. One would need to scroll down to reveal the time and date restrictions. And when you do scroll down, these are the default settings. Always visible and unlocked. If you want specific dates and times, you would need to choose those yourself from this menu. Some might say that this last item that we just talked about isn't much of an improvement. It's just a change in the opposite direction, and that might be a valid point. However, there are some other changes that are more likely to end up in the improvement category, so let's move on now and talk about those. There is one more video in this series on discussions. That is part 3, and we encourage you to watch that tutorial next after watching this. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you have any questions about D2L, please contact the Office of Learning Technology Services, learn at UW-Stout.edu.